Hey guys, in this month's top 5, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 most anticipated books for 2020. So, I managed to find 5 books that I am wildly anticipating and so very much excited for the coming year of 2020. It feels very weird even saying 2020. You guys, I feel very old. So yeah, I managed to find 5 books, so let's get going. At number 5, I have a book that I think is probably going to be on just about everybody's lists, possibly, and that is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Yes, a prequel book to The Hunger Games, yeah guys, and I think we've all been, like, wanting this quite desperately. Let's be real. Not much is known about this prequel for The Hunger Games, other than the fact, just the little brief synopsis that Goodreads has given us, saying that it takes place 64 years ahead of the events of what's going on with Katniss Everdeen, 64 years ahead of those events, taking place during the 10th Hunger Games. It seems like such an odd choice, focusing on the 10th Hunger Games. I would almost think Suzanne Collins would want to go back and do the very first Hunger Games, you know. So I'm very intrigued why the 10th Hunger Games specifically, you know. I'm wondering if there's something specific there, a reason, or if she just kind of was like, a random Hunger Games, the 10th, you know. Either way, I am very thrilled. I didn't even know this was a thing until literally maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what? Yes, this is definitely going on my top 5 list for most anticipated. So yeah, this book, it needs to hurry up because I'm curious what it's going to be about, other than the Hunger Games, you know. What it's going to be about, what's going to be going on, who our lead characters are going to be, and I'm just kind of curious what Suzanne Collins is planning on doing after this book. I mean, is this a start of a new trilogy, or is she going to start doing like an anthology series, perhaps? Because I think a lot of us have kind of been excited for something like that, more of an anthology series focusing on various different Hunger Games, you know, instead of a whole new trilogy. It would almost be more thrilling to focus on just different characters, different circumstances, every book in a different Hunger Games. Because, you know, during during the original Hunger Games, there was always reference to other Hunger Games of the past and little nuances and things that would happen during those games, something new or something different or something wild and unexpected would happen or something, you know. So we always got tidbits and teases of other Hunger Games, and I'm very intrigued to just know more about the world that Katniss lives in and the other Hunger Games and whatnot. So yeah, I have a feeling my pick at number 5 here is not the most original. It's probably on everybody's list, but yeah, I had to put it on here. At number 4 is actually a book that I had on my most anticipated for 2019, but it never came out. I think the original expected release date was supposed to maybe be November of 2019, but yeah, 2019 kind of kept rolling and no further word about this particular book. And then yeah, I kind of got on Goodreads, and there, lo and behold, there it is. It's supposed to be released in like March of 2020, so it was moved backwards by quite a number of months. So yeah, this was originally on my 2019 most anticipated, but I was like, well, I still want to include it for this, you know, for 2020, because I'm still very excited about this book and I wanted to include it on this list. So yeah, at number 4 is it comes from Cassandra Clare's The Shadowhunter universe, and it's going to be book 1 in a new series called The Last Hours, and this first book is called Chain of Gold. And I'm not going to sit here and get going on about what the Shadowhunter universe is even about, because there's like a million zillion books in this freaking trilogy. I don't think she's ever going to stop, and for some reason I'm always still very excited for any new series, you guys. It's like a guilty pleasure for me, okay? The Shadowhunter universe is my guilty pleasure, and I'm not ashamed. But yeah, Shadowhunter universe, really all you need to know, young adult series of a lot of books, showcasing people with like supernatural angelic powers, and they fight demons and vampires and werewolves and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this first book in this new series, The Last Hours, Chain of Gold, it's gonna be a how best to describe this? It's going to be a sequel to the prequel series. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That might be confusing enough as it is. I freaking loved the Infernal Devices trilogy. Probably easily my favorite trilogy that Cassandra Clare has come out with. I love the Infernal Devices. I've been highly anticipating this sequel to the prequel. And yeah, instead of taking place in Victorian London, we are now moving into Edwardian London. So yes, ooh, very thrilling and exciting, you guys. So yeah, Chain of Gold definitely had to make my list this year because I could not pass it up. And it better not get pushed back even more, you guys. It better not get pushed back even more. I can't anymore. The suspense is killing me. Let's put it that way. At number 3 is a book title that I'm not quite sure how to pronounce. You guys, I'm going to do my best. Let me look at my notes. Prin Z by Susanna Clarke. Seriously, I'm not quite sure what this title is, and I've not really seen like a proper pronunciation for it, so I'm sorry if I got that all messed up. Anyway, Prin Z by Susanna Clarke. Why am I excited for this book, you guys? Let me tell you. I have previously read Susanna Clarke's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and I freaking loved that book. I loved the world building and the characters and just the magical elements of it. It was just freaking epic and awesome. I loved it. And the thing is, that's pretty much been Susanna Clarke's only book, yeah, guys. And it was like over 1,000 pages long, and she's not really wrote anything else since then. So this book is like her follow-up in a sense. And I'm just very excited to see what Susanna Clarke is going to do with this book, and if it's, you know, if it's going to match the excellence and brilliance of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. So yeah, let me look at my computer here and read a synopsis, because it's a very, very brief synopsis on Goodreads right now. And I guess Prin Z, it's the name of the lead character in this series. That explains it, but still, what does it mean? Prin Z has always lived in the house with a capital H here on Goodreads. It has hundreds, if not thousands, of rooms and corridors, imprisoning an ocean, a watery labyrinth. Once in a while, he sees his friend. Okay, so Prin Z is a boy. His friend is called the Other, and this friend needs Prin Z for his scientific research into a great and secret knowledge. Prin Z records his findings in his journal. Then messages begin to appear. All is not what it seems. A terrible truth unravels as evidence emerges of another person, and perhaps even another world outside the house's walls. Say what? This sounds... I don't understand this synopsis. It sounds very vague and mysterious, but there's definitely some sort of fantasy element going on. Other worlds, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Dimensions? I really don't know. And I've seen a lot of people speculating, does this book, it might not necessarily be related to Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, but does it take place in that same universe, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It might not be connected to the Jonathan Strange, Mr. Norrell book, but it might be within that world, perhaps, the same universe, same magical system, perhaps. I don't know. I'm intrigued to find out, though. At At number 2 is The Deep by Alma Katsu. And you guys, this book has a little something to do with the Titanic, and I freaking love all things having to do with the Titanic, you guys. And yeah, this book is kind of being described as like a suspense thriller sort of thing, which is very intriguing to me. So yeah, let me read the synopsis for this as well. Someone or something is haunting the Titanic. Oh dear God, this is gonna be crazy. You guys, I'm already loving this just from that little snippet alone. Am I weird? I'm weird. Anyway, this is the only way to explain the series of misfortunes that had plagued the passengers of the ship from the moment they set sail. Mysterious disappearances, sudden deaths, now suspended in an eerie, unsettling twilight zone during the 4 days of the liner's illustrious maiden voyage. A number of the passengers, including millionaires Madeline Astor and Benjamin Guggenheim, the maid Annie Hebley, and Mark Fletcher, are convinced that something sinister is going on, and then, as the world knows, disaster strikes. So it seems like we're getting the typical Titanic story here in this first half, possibly, but this is where the more thriller suspense element possibly comes in, maybe something supernatural. Years later, and the world is at war, and a survivor of that fateful night, Annie, is working as a nurse on the 6th voyage of the Titanic's sister ship, the Britannic, now refitted as a hospital ship. Plagued by the demons of her doomed first and near-fatal journey across the Atlantic, Annie comes across an unconscious soldier she recognizes while doing her rounds. It is the young man, Mark, and she is convinced that he could not have survived the sinking of the Titanic. Brilliantly combining fact and fiction, the historical and the horrific, The Deep reveals a chilling truth and an unputdownable narrative full of unnerving moments and with a growing and inexorable sense of foreboding. Yes. Oh, I'm loving this, you guys. And my number 1 most anticipated book for 2020, you guys, is The Queen's Fortune by Alison Pataki. And I have been loving me some Alison Pataki, yeah, guys. So yeah, once again, let me read the synopsis of what this book is about really quickly. Really, just glancing at this synopsis, so I don't have to sit here and read it, because it is a rather lengthy synopsis. It takes place during the reign of Napoleon in France and whatnot, and following a woman who has a chance encounter with Napoleon Bonaparte, and they enter into a passionate, dizzying courtship that leads to a secret engagement. Oh wow! And yeah, the character following her name's Desiree Clare. No, sorry, Desiree Clary. That's her name. So yeah, without kind of reading this and going into too much unnecessary detail, that's all I really needed to know about this book, that it's by Alison Pataki. It's historical fiction, taking place in France during the reign of Napoleon. I'm sold. I don't care. Alison Pataki's name is all I need, you guys. But yes, I am very much looking forward to a new book by her, because I loved her books, The Accidental Empress and Stacie. I love those and adored them, and I've been highly anticipating something else from her. So you guys, that is it for my top 5 most anticipated books of 2020. Every single one of these I am definitely planning on buying like the week they are released, because I'm that excited for them. So you guys, in the comments below, what books are you most excited about for the coming year of 2020? Share your thoughts and feelings down below, and yeah, any books I should possibly go check out. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.